Fridley homeowner calls me every January with the same panic in their voice. Their roof is leaking, water's coming down through the ceiling. They've got ice dams running the length of their house, and they're looking at 15, sometimes $20,000 in water damage. The worst part, they thought their homeowner's policy would cover it. It doesn't, not entirely, and they're about to find out the hard way. By the time we're done here, you'll know exactly what your Minnesota homeowner's policy covers when winter goes wrong, what gets left hanging, and how to actually protect yourself before the snow flies. Minnesota isn't like Arizona or Florida. We get sub-zero temperatures, heavy wet snow, and spring thaw cycles that create conditions you won't find anywhere else. Ice dams happen when snow melts during the day, refreezes at night along your gutters, and forces water back up under your shingles. Frozen pipes burst in uninsulated crawl spaces. Hail comes in waves that strip shingles clean off roofs across the Twin Cities. Standard homeowners insurance covers some of this. Ice dam damage from poor drainage or lack of maintenance. That's on you. And that distinction costs people thousands. Your dwelling coverage pays for sudden accidental damage from covered perils. Fire, lightning, wind, hail. Those are in. But water damage from ice dams falls into a gray area. If the ice dam itself damages the structure, you might have coverage. If water seeps in because of it, you might not. Burst pipes from freezing are covered in most policies, but only if the damage is sudden and not from neglect. That's why I see this all the time in my agency, and people assume they're protected when they're actually not. Flood damage never gets covered under standard homeowners. Like not in Fridley, not anywhere in Minnesota. If you're near the Mississippi or one of its tributaries, you need a separate flood policy. Here's what protects you in Minnesota. First, make sure your dwelling coverage limit actually reflects replacement cost, not what your house is worth on the market, but what it costs to rebuild it from scratch in 2024. Second, get replacement cost coverage on your personal property instead of actual cash value. Your 10-year-old couch isn't worth much use, but it'll cost more to replace new. Third, consider an umbrella policy if you own your home outright or have significant equity. Liability claims can exceed your homeowner's limits fast. And fourth, if you're in a flood zone, buy that separate flood policy. Don't wait. The biggest mistake I see is people setting their dwelling coverage too low to save a few dollars on the premium. You get your house appraised at $450, so you buy coverage for $450. But rebuild costs in the Twin Cities are higher than appraisal values. Lumber, labor, and contractor costs have shot up. Then a fire hits and you're 50, 60,000 short. Your insurance company pays what you're covered for and you're out the rest. Don't do that. Talk to someone about your actual rebuild cost before you lock in a number. If you're in Fridley, Minneapolis, anywhere in the Twin Cities, and you want to make sure you're actually covered for Minnesota winters, call us right now at 763-733-7475. We're licensed in Minnesota, Wisconsin, North Dakota, South